Sai Ram. Take one step towards Swami, he takes 100 towards us. We had all said, Swami, we want to be with you. And Swami was now expressing his desire and he was saying, I want all of these boys to be with me. So this was that memorable interview, tri-session, group photograph that happened. We were all given prasadam. Unforgettable. And we returned back to Puttaparthi. We wrote our board exams. After that, all of us, applied for the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. But then, amongst those of us who had applied for the institute, for the university, six brothers, 6 students did not clear the cutoff. Come the May 2000, there were 6 students who had not got admitted. And all 6 of them, I remember all the 6 of them, but I'll quote only one name, Sai Chandra Bhanu, because I have got his side of the story from him. Brother Chandra Bhanu is well settled in London, United Kingdom now. Though he is so far away geographically, his heart is always with Swami. In fact, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the kind of yeoman service that he has done in mobilizing people to donate plasma, to donate oxygen concentrators, to get help, to get beds. Not in UK, even in India. And in UK, supplying food to people who are affected. Amazing. Nobody will, his name is Sai Chandra Bhanu. And whether people know he's Chandra Bhanu or not, whoever has interacted with him will definitely feel that he is Sai. Because that is the impact Swami has had on his life. And this Sai Chandra Bhanu was among those 6 who did not get the seat. The 6 boys were distraught. They went to Sailesh sir and said, Sir, what should we do? We didn't get seat. What Sailesh sir told them was fantastic. He said, God's delays are not his denials. What do you mean, sir, that God's delays are not his denials? Will we get the seat? What can Sailesh sir say? Because you don't know whether the delay is going to be for 1 day or 10 days or 1 year or 10 years. He said, see, Swami said that I want these boys to be with me. And your heart, you desired that you want to be with Swami. You want to be with Swami. Swami wants to be with you. Where is the problem? Wait. Wait. This is already May. In June, the academic year begins across the country. And if you wish to be studying in that academic year, you better start applying in other colleges. Because what if nothing happens here? But then, that is the inspiration that Swami's instruments give. These 6 boys decided to wait. Every day they did intense prayers, sadhana, they would attend darshan and keep waiting, hoping to get seat. 15 days passed. It was May 15th. May 15th, the summer course in Indian culture and spirituality was scheduled that year. An intense course on Indian culture and spirituality where every day Swami himself gives discourses and there are speeches by many erudite and very learned scholars from multiple fields. And students from all the campuses of the university attend that course. And these 6 boys had not got any resolution and they were wondering what to do. Very difficult. Held on. Did not apply in any college elsewhere. Just kept praying to Swami day in and day out. Day in and day out. They kept praying. All of us joined the college because the summer course had to start, and we joined and we even attended day 1 of summer course. Now since the college began, the next academic year had begun, all those 6 boys were now alumni. They were not students, they were ex-students now. So they could not even sit with the students, they had to sit in a separate area. Very interestingly, the next day as Swami came for darshan, he looked at these 6 students who were seated in the ex-students area and he asked them, hey, what are you doing here? Why don't you go and study? Why are you wasting your time sitting here? They said, Swami, we did not get admission. Swami said, you did not get admission. He immediately sent for the registrar. And Swami called registrar sir and asked, these students have not got seats. Then the registrar knew that they had not got, but he didn't say anything. He just looked. Swami said, they should be given seats. Registrar said, yes, Swami, they should be given seats. Swami said, call the Vice Chancellor. It was a new Vice Chancellor that year, S.V. Giri sir. And Giri sir was summoned and he came. And what Swami said, it brings tears in my eyes. Swami told Vice Chancellor sir, these boys are my gems. They should be given seats. It's possibly very difficult to get into anybody's heart, but it's the easiest to get into God's heart, because all we need is genuine love. That's all. That's all. Dai akshar prem ka, pade so pandit hoy. They say that you need to know the word prem, which is 1.5 words in Hindi, 1.5 letters in Hindi. Love. Simple love. And now actually, I was again feeling envious of these boys. Swami is telling that these are my gems. My God, these are my pearls. That is the word he used. These are my pearls. I need them. It's a great feeling to know that you're needed by the Lord. To cut a long story short and cutting out all the other details, the next day, these 6 boys were amongst us. And yes, Sai Chandrabhanu was one among them. I must say that he completed his bachelor's course, BCom, with honors. He then did his master's in economics. He completed an MPhil degree. Swami used to call him Prasadam boy because he used to be in the forefront in distributing Prasadam to the devotees. He endeared himself to everybody in the college, to all the teachers, to all the students. To this day continues to serve Swami. No doubt that he is Swami's pearl. What a blessing to hear that. Today, when I actually spoke to him and asked him, Bhanu, do you feel bad that you didn't get selected? He says, no, I'm so glad I didn't get selected. I could hear that word from Swami's mouth that I'm his pearl. The same boy who cried because he didn't get a seat is now shedding tears of joy that he was deprived at that moment. Because God's delay is not his denial. It is a postponement to give something much grander, much more beautiful than we can ever imagine. We just don't know what Swami's plans are. And therefore we start to think all this. But in those times, like these 6 boys, if we are able to hold on, continue with our prayer and keep telling Swami, Swami, I want you. Swami, I want you. Swami, I want you. Swami, I want you. Why will Swami not give himself? Swami will also say, I want you. I have been searching for you. I love you. You are my gem. These 6 boys joined Vrindavan, studied along with us. It was amazing. Throughout, even now, when I meet any of these 6, I tell them, hey, Chancellor's quota. Chancellor's quota. This was a quota that never existed, but it is created in a moment whenever there's a need. Whenever Swami decides, a Chancellor's quota gets created in any situation. Because Swami is the most powerful. He is the one who is running the entire universe. He can change anything if he wants to change. Why should we worry at all? We just have to remember that our focus in life is Swami. Hold on to Swami. Wherever life may take us, That's not in our hands. But what we desire in our heart, that's totally in our hands and in our heart. Let us desire only for Him. Because there might be a delay, but when we desire for Him, we will get Him in the most beautiful manner. Speaking of which, let me conclude this by fast forwarding to 2002 or 2003. 2003, beginning of the year. We were all still in Vrindavan studying our undergraduate course. Swami had had a fall, because of which after darshan, Swami would sit in a golf cart vehicle and go back. And then he would get down and walk into Trai Vrindavan. So because of this, anything that Swami does is to bless us with opportunities. Even in this physical disability that he suffered, he created multiple opportunities. One of which was, every day a student would get the chance to put a footstool for Swami to get down from the golf cart. More than putting a footstool, it was a chance to hold Swami's hand possibly, or have a close darshan and exchange a word with him. Something like this. So, it was my opportunity that day to put the footstool for Swami. And as Swami's golf cart came, I went and put the footstool and looked up at that beautiful face. My attention got diverted to his hair. What was it? In Swami's hair was lodged a little mango flower. And I said, Swami, there is something in your hair. Even as I say this, I feel so joyous, because Swami's response and reaction was the exact same reaction that he had done 3 years before. Swami said, is it? Take it out. The same reaction that he had given to Vijay Kumar, and that reaction had made me feel that, Swami, I also want this. I was getting my opportunity and I plunged my hand into his beautiful, fragrant, fluffy, soft, velvet black hair of that mango flower. And again, call it coincidence if you wish. On that day, Swami had gifted a new camera to one of the brothers, and he wanted to test out his camera on that very day, because of which I also have a photograph of this amazing moment. God's delays are never His denials. His delays are only because He will give us what we genuinely need, which we possibly ourselves are not aware of. He'll give that to us at the opportune moment, at the right moment, at the perfect moment. So dear brothers and sisters, at this point in time, each one of us might be going through our own difficulties, our own hardships, our own situations where we feel that God is just not granting us what we seek. Let us remember, God's delays are not His denials. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.